Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen, Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome back. This is your teacher Arshad Malik. A pleasure to be with you. Today we'll continue with page 2, pointer B. So let's just revise what these pointers look like. Our hand is covering the 5 pages, the first 5 pages of Quran. Page 1, praise for Allah, dua for guidance, guidance for muttaqeen, attributes of muttaqeen. That was page 1. That was 4 lessons. So let's just revise once. Who would like to revise with me? Praise for Allah. Alhamdulillah. Dua. Brother Ibrahim, Umar, tell me those 4 pointers quickly.
Praise for Allah, dua for guidance, guidance for muttaqin, attribute of muttaqin.
Perfect. Praise for Allah comes from what part of the ayah?
Alhamdulillah.
Dua for guidance comes from? Guidance for muttaqeen. Hudal lil muttaqeen. And the attributes of muttaqeen is what follows. So praise, dua, guidance, attributes, and this takes us to page 2. So page 1, we were told that there's guidance, and the muttaqeen are the ones who are guided. No guidance for kafirin is pointer 1 for the page. No guidance for munafiqeen. That's what we're going to learn this in this lesson. Munafiqeen. So there are basically Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has divided humanity into 3 groups from these ayahs. One group number 1 is muttaqeen, who have guidance. The second group is kafirin, who don't have guidance. And then there's a group called munafiqeen, and we'll see there are 2 types of munafiqeen. They're corrupt, they're fools, they're double-faced. So how will we learn this? We'll say no guidance for kafirin and munafiqeen because they're corrupt and double-faced. So repeat after me. No guidance for kafirin and munafiqeen.
No guidance for kafirin and munafiqin
Because
they are corrupt and
double-faced.
They are corrupt and double-faced.
So in short, kafirin, munafiqeen, corrupt, double-faced. Kafirin,
corrupt, double-faced.
so kafirin came from the ayat inna allazina kafaru sawa'un alayhim. So munafiqeen we'll study today. So no guidance for munafiqeen. Let's just link it to the ayahs before this. Before this, the ayat were mentioning the kuffar. They're the ones who will not get hidayah. Now comes the third category. And what are the lessons that we learn from this ayat? There are 5 lessons to be learned. Similar lessons. Number 1, hypocrites, that's the translation for munafiqeen, behave like believers. So on the face of it, hypocrites claim to be believers. Number 2, in reality, they deceive others. So how will we learn this? Hypocrites are like believers on the face of it. In reality, they deceive others. Why is that? Because they have a disease in their hearts. So for them also, there is the result in dunya, and the result in dunya for them is Allah increases them in their disease, and result in akhirah is painful punishment. Let's look at these lessons once again. 5 take-home lessons from this ayat about hypocrites. They are like the believers. In reality, they are not. They're deceiving others. That's two items. The third is, why is that? Because they have a disease in their hearts. Their result in dunya is Allah will increase them in their disease, and in akhirah they'll get a painful punishment. So when we look at these attributes of muttaqeen and attributes of munafiqeen, of kafar, we should see people around us, and then we'll know where we stand. These ayat are important because they force us to see how we behave in the real world. We all claim to be, alhamdulillah, mu'mineen, believers. Is it at any point that, based on the attributes that we will learn, could we be like the munafiqeen if we do some things that the munafiqeen did? That's what the purpose of these ayat are, to see, do we behave like what the munafiqeen did or they do? So we'll start with the ayat, and first we shall recite the ayat. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Please recite after.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم
وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَقُولُ آمَنَّا بِاللَّهِ وَبِالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ
ومن الناس من
وَمَا
يقول
هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ.
وما هم بمؤمنين.
وباليوم الآخر وما هم
Okay, let's look at these
بمؤمنين.
ayat and try to understand them by breaking them into parts. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ, and amongst the people. Minan nas, amongst the people. Man yakulu, those who say. What do they say? Amanna, we believe. Believe in what? Billahi, in Allah. Bil yawmil akhiri, in the last day. Wa ma hum bi mu'minin, but they are not believers. So once again, amongst the people there are people. Now what we call a running translation. Running translation means I do not go word for word, but in a way that brings out the message. So amongst the people, there are some who say we believe in Allah in the last day, but in actual, they are not believers. That's strange. We all do that. We all believe. We say we believe in the day of judgment. We believe in Allah. But what sets us apart? What sets us apart from the munafiqeen? Let's see that. Wa minan nasi, and amongst the people. Man yakulu, who say, Amanna billahi, we believe in Allah. Wa bil yawmil akhiri, wa ma hum bimu'minin. Most of these words are not new to you. Yakulu, you just learned. Amanna, we believe. We have not seen this word as yet. And all the other words are familiar. So this third category of hypocrites is extremely dangerous. That's why in terms of kafirin, it was enough to say that their hearts are sealed, and that's it. In terms of for the hypocrites, it's much more than that. So let's see what they did and what can we learn from that. So finally, let's just revise this ayah to know that after this ayah, we're going to find out about the munafiqeen. Brother Umar, just hold on to your questions till the end of the ayat. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَقُولُ آمَنَّا بِاللَّهِ وَبِالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. Alhamdulillah. Next, move on. What do they do? يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهِ. That's one phrase. يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهِ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. So, يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهِ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَمَا يَخْدَعُونَ إِلَّا أَنفُسَهُمْ وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ. Just like the previous ayah was وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. This one ends with وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ. So these people, let's see the translation. يُخَادِعُونَ Allah. They seek to deceive Allah. we need to understand the difference between yukhadi'una and a similar word coming yakhda'una. So what are these people trying to do? They are claiming to be Muslims by tongue, saying we believe in Allah and Yawm al-Akhirah. But Allah is saying they are not believers. Why are they not believers? Because they seek to deceive Allah. So yukhadi'una means they seek to, they try to, they make an effort to deceive Allah. Nobody can deceive Allah, but they try to, they seek to deceive Allah. And who else? Walladhina amanu, and those who are believers. So actually munafiqeen are acting not only against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but against the mu'mineen. They seek to deceive Allah and seek to disbelieve those who believe. But actually, wama yakhda'una illa anfusahum. But they do not deceive except themselves. They think they're deceiving others, but they're only deceiving themselves because Allah knows their plans. Wama yash'urun, and they perceive it not. Yash'urun is the word that they cannot perceive, they cannot judge, they cannot feel, they cannot sense, they cannot understand that. They don't even know what they're doing. Wama yash'urun. It's like ma yansurun. Try to fit the words based on the words that you have learned. Yakhdaun is like yaftahun, is like yasmaun. So yukhadiun Allah, they seek to deceive Allah and those who believe. But they are not deceiving anyone except themselves, yet they perceive it not. So Allah puts himself before the believers. Actually, the ones who are facing these munafiqeen are the believers. So they're trying to deceive the believers, but Allah is saying, if they're trying to deceive believers, they are trying to deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah puts himself at the forefront, says, shows the care and love that he has for us. Okay, so very soon they will know what is it that is destroying them. What is it that they do not perceive? So let's just repeat this ayah, trying to understand that what is actually happening with these munafiqeen. يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهَ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فَمَا يَخْدَعُونَ إِلَّا أَنفُسَهُمْ وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ. They seek to deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and those who are believers, yet they are not deceiving anyone except themselves, yet they do not perceive it. Let's move to the next ayah, which explains what is wrong with them. What is the reason for this? في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا ولهم عذاب أليم بما كانوا يكذبون. في قلوبهم. See, we already know these words. Fi, in, qulubihim, their hearts, maradon, a disease. So fi qulubihim maradon, in their hearts there is a disease. So to be a munafiq, the disease is in the hearts. So what happens to these people? Fazada hum. So how many parts is fazada hum? Fa plus zada plus hum. So he increases them in who? So Allah increases them in what? Maradan, in that disease. So they start off with a disease that's in their hearts because of their arrogance, their deceit. They want to deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the believers. It starts with a small disease. And if they continue, Allah increases them in the disease. For walahum, and for them. Lahu lahum. What is for them? Adabun alim, a painful punishment. See, note, it's alim, not alim. Alim with ayn is all-knowing. Alim with hamza is painful. So sometimes the pronunciation, the tajweed is very important. Watch out. Walahum adabun alimun. For them there is a painful punishment. Now comes the final verdict. Why is that? Bima kanu yakdhibun. Do you see something similar to what we learned in the last lesson? Kanu ya'malun. What was the meaning of Kanu ya'malun? They used to do something.
Become.
So what does Kanu yaksibun mean? They used to lie, not once, twice, habitual liars. So that means it's the lying that takes them, that increases their disease. So wa Kanu yaksibun, let's start with the explanation. What do we say? In the hearts is the place that affirms or approves and disapproves. So where does the doubt begin? In the hearts. So what is their doubt? Their doubt is about existing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Their doubt is about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Their doubt is about Quran, about Akhirah. Because by believing in all these things, they have to be held accountable. So we understand they don't want to be held accountable for. So there is a disease of doubts that begins. And this is normally because of their love and desire for power, money, position, and they don't care whether it's halal or haram. Look around you. Well, one thing is very important. You can never ever judge anyone to be a munafiq or not. You can only say this person has attributes like those. So if someone has attributes like that, that means it's closer to something that his attributes are witnessing. So desire for power, money, position, even if they are haram, that's an attribute of munafiqeen. And for them, what happens? In this world, Allah increases them in that disease. That means they have more desire. Even after acquiring a lot of wealth and power, they want more and more. That's increase in this nifaq. And the punishment in this world increase in this disease. And what is in the punishment? What is waiting for them in the akhirah? A painful punishment. So azab, the word azab by itself means a punishment. And when you add to that alimun, a painful punishment, just imagine the kind of punishment that would be. May Allah keep us away from that and away from people who are amongst these munafiqeen. So what do we want to teach others? We want to teach them through this ayah. Fi qulubihim maradun fazadahumullahu marada walahum adabun alimum bima kanu yakdhibun. In their hearts there is a disease, so Allah increases them in their disease, and for them there is a painful punishment. Why? Because as a result of their habitual lying, that they used to lie again and again. Alhamdulillah, we have learned this ayat and their translation. Would anybody like to just translate this ayat for me? The first ayah only. Just raise your hand and translate the ayat for me. I guess not so courageous. Sister Amina, would you try the first ayah?
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
So, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ, and from the people, man yakulu, who says, Amanna billahi, believe in Allah, wa bil yawmil akhir, and in the day of judgment, wa ma hum bimu'minin, and they are not of the believers, something like that. Wama is negating that. Okay.
Perfect. So what we are trying to do is when reciting Quran, try to place the meanings along with it.
Okay.
And you really enjoy it. If you continue this till Ramadan, in Ramadan, when you listen to the Quranic recitation, you will really enjoy the time you spent learning these ayat. So who is going to opt for next ayah? Anybody wants to translate the next ayah? Okay, we can skip. We can do. Oh, Sister Fatima, go ahead.
So
mean like
So start from
they
yukhadiuna. Yukhadiuna. They seem to deceive.
they deceive. They said to deceive and they deceive Allah wa bil yawmil, and those who believe in the here the hereafter. They seem to deceive Allah and those who believe in the hereafter. Wama hum
وَمَا يَخْدَعُونَ.
wama and realize it not,
They are
something like that.
deceiving not, except illa,
They-
except
Themselves.
They don't
anfusum, themselves.
Yeah,
وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ, and they perceive it not.
and they perceive it not.
Okay, good. Last ayah. Anybody wants to volunteer for the last ayah? Just read it off the screen. Sister Adila. Yes, Sister Adila. You want to do that?
For them is upon.
Okay.
Should I take it?
Yeah, go ahead, Sister Aisha. You can do it.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Who is
Fi qulubihim, in their hearts, is a marz, is a disease. Fazadahum mallahu marzun, and so Allah has increased their disease. Walahum azabun alim, and for them is a painful punishment. Bima kanu yakzibun, because they habitually used to lie.
Perfect. So just remember the difference in meanings between yukhadiuna and yakhdauna. Very similar words. Yukhadiuna. Where is it? Yukhadiuna and yakhdauna. Yukhadiuna is they try, they make an effort to deceive Allah, but they cannot in reality. And yakhdauna is they deceive. And let's look at the lessons. Hypocrites behave like believers. In reality, they deceive others because of a disease in their hearts. Punishment for them in dunya is increase in this disease, and in akhirah is a painful punishment. So, what do we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? See, these people lack in iman. So we say, oh Allah, increase me in iman, number one. Protect me from hypocrisy and protect me from doubts and evil desires. So what is it? Increase in iman and protection from hypocrisy and doubts and evil desires. And what's the plan? This dua is a perfect plan. Ya muqallibal quloob. Oh, the changer of hearts, the turner of hearts. Oh Allah, you are the turner of heart. Thabbit qalbi, make my heart firm. Ala dinika, upon your deen, upon your religion. So a great dua which will help our heart to be correctly aligned. Alhamdulillah, our plan is to purify our heart by reciting the Quran, understanding, learning through ahadith, and of course, staying with good people. Good company is what is in the end important. So let's move to Asma and Af'al. So let's look at these ayat and find out the nouns that we have studied and learn their singular and plurals. So let's look at starting with bil yom. So al yom, yom means day, one day. The plural is ayyamun, lots of days. Nafsun means self, person. Anfus, lot of people, or lot of all those that have nafs. Another plural for nafs is nufus, just for your information. So nafs and nufus. So these singular plurals are going to help us later on, inshallah. Maradun, interesting. Maradun means disease. Amradun, that is diseases. Alhamdulillah. Now let's move to those verbs which we learned in QC1, or those types of verbs which fall in the category of those 4 styles: nasara, fataha, daraba, sami'a. So do you see any? Yakhda'una. Now looking at yakhda'una, this is how you should look at words and try to identify them. Our objective is to look at a word and find out which style it belongs to, what is the madi, what is the mudare, and what are the 6 keys in the grammar. So how do we do that? Yakhda'una, is it similar to yansuruna? No. Is it similar to yadribuna? No. But it is similar to yaftahuna. When I say similar, I mean in terms of the fatha and kasra and dhamma, right? It is similar to yaftahuna, the sounds, yafta, yakhdauna. And it is also similar to yasmauna, isn't it? So what pattern does this word belong to? Does it belong to fataha or does it belong to sami'a? If you are getting to this question, you have won half the battle. Did you understand my question? We want to figure out where to put this yakhda'una, in what style. Is yakhda'una part of nasara, fataha, daraba, samia? In order to do that, what is required? We require 2 things in order to establish the verb's identity in terms of which style it belongs to. There are 4 styles, remember: fa, noon, dod, sin, which you studied in QC1. So I want to know, where does yakhda'una fall? In fatah, nasara, daraba, or samia? How will I do that? I'll try to match the sounds of these yakhda'una with the mudare of fa, which is yaftahuna. It matches. So it could be fatah. Let's look at nasara. The mudare of nasara is yansuruna with dhamma. Yakhda'una doesn't match, so it's out. It's not part of nasara. Daraba, yadribuna. Does yadribuna match yakhda'una? No, it does not. Let's look at samia. Samia, mudare for samia is yasma'una. So you agree it matches yaftahuna as well as yasma'una. But we can only pick one. Can anyone help me? Where does yakhda'una belong? Fataha or
Una.
Fataha.
how did you know fataha? How did you decide on that?
The sound.
No, sound is same as in samia. Yasma'una and yakhda'una are same. Why are we choosing fataha and not samia? I know fataha is correct.
Because
of
the Mahdi. Because of the Mahdi.
Because of the Mahdi.
Because of the Mahdi is
Mudari.
Hada'a.
The Mahdi
The
is
same with Fataha.
Qada'a.
Exactly, but how did you know? If you had not known this, see, what you're all saying is that the mazi is khada'a. Agreed. But how did you know about this? Had you not taken this course? How does one know? There is no way. Someone has to tell you. Okay, remember that. Or you have to look it up in a dictionary, or you have to be born into an Arabic family, like if your mother tongue was Arabic, and your parents were speaking Arabic all the time, then alone would you have known. Otherwise, a common normal Arab on the street would even not know that. So basically, the fail madi and mudare are something that are learned by people like us who are not the native speakers. So anyway, khada'a means he deceived. So let's do this fail. Khada'a yakhda'u. Repeat. Khada'a
yakhda'u.
yakhda'u.
Fataha.
Ikhda' khadi'un makhdu'un
مقطوع هذه مقطوع
khida'un. Interesting. Khida'un. See, remember the masdar, the last part, right? It has no particular pattern. So each word can have a different one. Although it belongs to fataha, The fail mazi matches with fataha, fail mudare matches, fail amr matches, ism file matches, ism maf'ul matches, but masdar does not match. See, fataha, yaftahu matching, ifta, fateh, maftu, fathun. So fathun, the masdars don't have to match. This you have to just memorize for now. Khida'un. Khada means he deceived. Yakhda'u, he will deceive. Ikhda, deceive. When you say Amar, you're talking to somebody in front of you. You person, you go ahead, you deceive. Khadi'un, the deceiver. Makhdu'un, the one who has been deceived. And Khida'un, to deceive. Alhamdulillah. Let's look at the next one. Yash'urun. Now my question to you is, who's going to guess? Where does Yash'urun fall? In the Fataha category, Nasara category, Daraba or Samia? Raise your hands to answer this one. Raise your hands. Sister Aisha.
Nasara.
Nasara, how did you come to this conclusion?
By looking at the Madi, Nasara Yansuru.
Looking at the Mazi, you don't know the Mazi now.
Nasara.
Based on not knowing, but you're right. If you look at the Mudare of Nasara, what is it?
Yansuru.
Yansuruna, the plural.
Yeah,
Yansuruna.
Nasara. No. Yeah.
Is Yansuruna like Yash'uruna?
Yes.
Sister Aisha. Are
Yes.
they alike? So that's where it lies. So that means this belongs to Nasara. Let's revise this. Sha'ara,
Sha'ara,
Yash'uru,
Yash'uru,
Yash'ur,
Sha'ir,
Mash'ur.
Mash'ur, Shu'ur,
Shu'ur,
Sha'ara, Yash'ur, Ush'ur, Sha'ir, Mash'ur,
Mash'ur,
Shu'ur.
Shu'ur.
What does Sha'ara mean? He perceived, he sensed, he understood, he thought that was the correct. So Shu'ur. Shu'ur is the inner understanding. So let's see, there's another one. Yakdhibun. Now who's going to answer this one? Yaksibun belongs to which of the four styles? Fataha, Nasara, Daraba, Samia. You have to raise your hand. Sister Amina is the first one. So what do you think, sister?
Daraba.
Which one?
Daraba.
Daraba.
Excellent. Why did you say Daraba? What prompted you? Where's the hint?
Because of the middle letter of Z. Kazi, yeah, Yadribu Kazibu.
Did everybody get that? What Sister Amina is saying?
Yes.
See,
Yes,
Yadribuna is like Yadribuna. So now, Sister Amina, what is the Maji for Yakzibu?
Okay, Yakzibun.
The Madi.
Kaziba.
Is it Kaziba or Kazaba?
Kazaba.
Kazaba, because you said Daraba.
Kazaba.
Kazaba. Good, Kazaba. So let's do the 6 keys. Kazaba,
Kazaba,
Yaksibu,
Yakzib,
Kadib, Makzub, Kadibun.
Yakzib,
Remember the last three are nouns. So I can say Kadibun, Makdubun, Kadibun. And there's another masdar, Kizbun is also possible. So that's Kazaba. Let's see. Is there any other verb that you can find over here? No, that's it. So Alhamdulillah, with that, we have completed our first part of lesson 2. Any questions so far or comments till we move to the next one?
I don't understand the thing.
Was it easy, difficult, semi-difficult?
Let's get.
It was okay.
Semi-easy.
Kind of easy, 50-50.
The now
Yeah.
part of the key. Sorry, sir. I just
ahead.
wanted to find out. The
Say that
now
again.
part. The keys, the last 3 keys that you said are now. Are they
Yeah.
also considered as masdar?
No, okay, the last 3 are nouns. See, the first one is called ism fa'il.
Okay.
The second one is called, let me bring that back. Okay, look at, let me see, where is the 2A, 2B. Can you see the slide? Is the slide being shared?
Yes. Yes.
So what was the question now again?
Yes. I mean, the last three keys, are they also considered as masdar?
No, the last one is considered masdar. The first one is ism file. The name is ism file. The name for the second one is ism maf'ul.
Okay.
And the third one is called masdar. So what is ism file? This sign means the one who is doing that work. So kazibun is the one who is lying. Kazib, the liar.
Okay.
Makzub, what is lying about? So kazb, lying. Similarly, sha'irun, the one who has shu'ur. Mashur, what is he? What is having shu'ur about, understanding about? And shu'ur is masdar. So the last one only is masdar.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So any other questions, comments? So far, so good. So when we end this lesson, we can have a question and answer session. Let's start with our new lesson for grammar. It starts with the words zada. So the moment you look at this, can you guess whether it is a sound verb or a weak verb?
It's a weak
one.
Weak. So why is it weak? Because
Because of the alif.
In the middle.
okay. That's the first thing that should go through your mind. The second question is you should say, okay, I see an alif. And I was told whenever I see an alif, it's not the real one. It's a changed version from either a waw or a ya. So far, so good. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
When I see an alif,
Yes.
I say to myself, this alif is not original. It has been changed either from a waw or from a ya. But how do I know whether it has been changed from a waw or from a ya? And I said, for now, your teacher will tell you. And then when you learn the entire grammar table, we will be able to figure out why we decided. So in this case, it's a ya. And remind me when we complete the table to look for the clues as to why we decided that alif is a ya here. So once again, once you look at a verb, and this is the first form of the mazi verb, we decide on the root letters. Either it's a sound verb, if the letters are not, if they do not contain one of the three, alif, waw, or ya. If we see an alif, waw, or ya, we say it's a weak verb. And then if we see an alif, we say it is either a waw or a ya. Next question, question number 3. I say to myself, which group does it belong to? Does it belong to Noon Nasara, Dod Daraba, Sin Sameh, or Fa Fataha? So these are the questions I need to answer before I get to the grammar table. So we will go step by step and arrive at the grammar table, inshallah. So the first thing, in terms of revision, the weak letters are 3, waw, ya, and alif. And they are weak, but when they come in a verb, they perform certain functions which normal letters cannot do. So it's important to understand their functions. For example, number 1, they can occur in the first part, second, or third. 3 possibilities. You can have a weak letter in the beginning of the word, the middle of the word, or in the end of the word. That's one part. Second, we need to remember the 3 things about weak verbs. The very first thing is, which style does it belong to? And we shall discover this when we do this. We'll find out. The second part is, how do these 3 letters behave in the real world? since they are weak and verbs do some work. Verb is the name of a word that does some action. So after doing some action, they get tired. And once they are tired, they start disappearing and others join in to assist them and take their place. And interestingly, when someone gives them an order, they just run away. For example, for qala, what was the amar? Kul. For qala, the amar was kul. So what happened to the weak letter? It ran away because you're giving him an order. Kul. And for kana, what was it? Kun. Again, the weak letter is missing. So typically you'll find in the amar, the weak letter kind of escapes. But when we go to the plural, it comes back as a supporter. What's the Hamza doing here? Remember I said Hamza is the darling of Arabic. Hamza, everybody loves Hamza. I'm sure we all have, friends named Hamza or kids or grandkids. I have one who's Hamza. So they are pretty smart and lovable. So Hamza actually is lovable, and sometimes it acts like a weak verb also because it's loved by everyone. Most of the time it stays with the sound verbs, but at times it also replaces one of these three in weak verbs or in weak words. Like, for example, we saw qa'ilun, we saw qa'inun. Interesting. Sister Aisha, hold on to your question and we'll cover it in a bit. The third thing, if you see an alif in a weak word, we know immediately that it has taken a place, is in replacement of a waw or a ya. Which one? We don't know. We will learn from the book, from the slides, from the teacher, until a day comes when we know the entire grammar table and we'll figure out how we arrived at this conclusion. But for qala, it's waw. For da'a, it's waw. For qada, it's ya. For zada, it's ya. And the final note, you will never find alif in the beginning of any word, leave alone a weak verb, sound verb, or Arabic word. If you see something like this in the beginning of a word, it's a Hamza, even if it does not have the letter Hamza on it. So you'll slowly get used to this, but this is something new for those who are seeing this for the first time. Let's get back to our main table. This is QC1. The QC1, Fataha, Nasara, Daraba, Samia, we learned these four styles through a poem. If you remember, open the Quran. If we open the Quran, Fataha, Allah's help will come. Nasara, if you don't, you'll get beaten. Daraba, therefore listen. Samia. So this is a way of remembering these four styles. And in QC2, we have a similar poem. We say Allah will give, He promised. So Allah will give, Wahaba, He promised, Wa'ada. So we say Allah will give, He promised, Wahaba, Wa'ada. In fact, He said, I'll give more. Qala, Zada. Therefore, pray to Him, ask Him for Hidayah. Da'a, Hada. So you need to learn these. Wahaba, Wa'ada, Qala, Zada, Da'a, Hada. And she will extend this, inshallah. How do you learn? Through this nice poem. Thanks to Dr. Abdul Aziz Abdul Rahim, who compiled this course for us and made it easy for us to learn the Quranic Arabic. Make dua for him. Alhamdulillah. And when you see this slide, you should be happy internally from within your heart and smile. Okay. Zada means he increased. Wallazina ihtadaw zadahum huda. In comparison to what we just saw, those who have a disease in their heart, Allah increases them in their disease. For those who have hidayah, Allah increases them in hidayah. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. So we want to be guided. If we are guided, for those of us who are guided, who are muttaqeen, who have the attributes, Allah will increase us in the guidance. Alhamdulillah. So Zada, he increased. And now let's look at the grammar table. Similar to the previous ones, except there's an interesting difference here. Qala and kana. Both started in the same way. Qala, qalu. And then it was kulta. Kulta was with a dhamma. Here it is zada, zadu, zitta with a kasra. Like I said, we'll slowly learn the secrets of Arabic language. And one of the secrets is, and it's a rule of tajweed also, a waw normally precedes a dhamma. A ya comes after a kasra. And an alif has a fatah before it. Typically, if you look at the words. So we talked about kala being a word in which the alif is a replacement for waw. So whenever there is a waw, it's a representative of dhamma. That's why we had kulta. That's what why we had kunta. Whereas ya is representative of a kasra. So that's why for zada and zadu we have zitta. Small hint, tip for you to remember that zada, the alif in zada is actually a ya, and the alif in qala is actually a waw. So let's do this table. Zada, he increased. Zadu, they increased. Zitta, you increased. Zittu, I increased. Zittum, you all increased. Zidna, we increased. So we say, Ya Rabbi, zidni ilma. Increase me in ilm. So zid will run. Zid comes from here. Zid. Let's do this again. Zada, zadu, zitta, zittu, zittum, zidna. Repeat. Zada,
Zada,
zadu,
Zitta,
zitta, zittu,
Zittum,
zittum, zidna. Zadu
Zidna,
is he increased. Zadu, they increased. Zitta, you increased. Zittu, I increased.
Zada,
Zittum, you all increased. Zidna, we increased. Alhamdulillah. Hal zada? Naam.
Naam, Zada,
Hal zadu?
Naam, Zadu,
Zadu. Hal zitta?
Naam, Zittu,
MashaAllah. Hal zitta? Naam. Zittu.
Zittu,
Hal zittum?
Zidna,
Naam. MashaAllah. It's easy. Alhamdulillah. Now, what style does Zada belong to? It could be Zada Yazadu, Zada Yazudu, Zada Yazidu. You have guessed it because we already
Yazidu,
told you the alif is a replacement for Ya and it's showing up here. Zada Yazidu. So there's another hint. How do I know that alif is actually a Ya? Because the fail mudare shows a Ya. Does it do the same thing with Qala? Qala Yakulu. There's a waw. So what does this waw represent? The alif in Mazi is a waw. So, but this is not required for you to learn at this stage, but it's just something interesting that will help you in the future. So, Zada Yazidu is the pattern that the Arabs chose for ease. And the grammarians found rules to help us out. Alhamdulillah. So, Yazidu, he increases or he will increase. Yaziduna, they increase, they will increase. Tazidu, you increase, you will increase. Azidu, I increase or I will increase. Taziduna, you all increase. Nazidu, we all increase. Yeah, we increase. Again, Yazidu, Yaziduna. Tazidu, Azidu, Taziduna, Nazidu. In fact, we can do them together. Zada, Zadu, Zitta, Zittu, Zittum, Zitna. Yazidu, yaziduna, tazidu,
تزيدون
azidu, taziduna, nazidu.
تزيدون نزيد.
I hope you're also learning this, making the signs. The TPI signs are very important. That's how you can learn. You can stand in front of a mirror and repeat 10 times if you don't have someone to repeat with. That's the only way to learn these. And once you learn them, you'll really enjoy Arabic, inshallah. Spoken Arabic, same like hal zada, hal yazidu, naam yazidu. Hal yaziduna, hal
نعم
yaziduna,
يزيدون.
yaziduna.
نعم يزيدون.
What about hal tazidu? How do we answer that? Hal tazidu?
نعم
نعم
Namazidu.
نعم
Azidu.
أزيد.
So tazidu responded by azidu, and taziduna responded by nazidu. Hal taziduna? Naam.
نعم نزيد.
Okay, now the fun part. Zada yazidu. How do we make amr out of it? Amr is to order someone. So what is the rule? The rule is you first get rid of the ya or the ta in front. What are these? The alamat, the signs of fail mudare. So you get rid of this. Okay, you remove this and you put a sukoon at the end. Right? Now, what does it look like? It looks like this. And same thing, we have got two sukoons. Two sukoons can't sit together. So one has to leave. Dal will leave or ya?
Yeah.
That will leave.
Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah.
leave because of the weak. It's a weak
Yeah,
verb.
we
Yeah,
Being
will
ready.
leave.
Actually, it's very smart. It's going to come back later.
It's not
But
weak.
anyways, Zed. Okay. So Z means, what does Z mean?
Zid.
Increase.
Increase.
Who are you talking to when you say Z? Who are
Remove.
you talking?
Remove from.
The person in
You're
front of you.
talking to the
Somebody
yeah.
in front of you.
Yeah. So you're saying to the person, you person, you increase. So who's talking to whom? Is the man talking to the woman? Is the woman talking to the man? Or which way is it? What is it? Who's talking to whom?
The man.
The
Man
man.
talking to the man.
Who's talking to the man?
You talking to the man.
No, like, is it the male person talking to male or
Yes,
Yes.
female
male
talking to
talking to
male?
male.
Yes, male to
Yes.
male.
How about
Male to
female to
male.
male? If a female was to say to a male, Zid, would that be okay?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it
Yes.
would be okay.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
see, the finger actually represents the person you're talking to. Anybody could say it. A male could say Zid, or the female could say Zid.
Mm.
Think about it.
Mm.
Always. Even like unsur. So you're learning how to give an order to a male when you are saying this with your right finger. What if you wanted to give an order to a female?
Yazid.
No, it's not
No,
possible.
it's a
Zid.
I said it's not possible. Can you?
Why?
Well, I
Is
meant in
Zid
real life
use
on a
your
lighter
finger?
note. But look at it. For giving an order to a female, you have to use your left finger.
Exactly.
We have not learned that yet. That's going to
We
come
did.
later.
We
Right
did.
now, we're only doing right hand. That's the grammar table. Remember this. The right hand
Yeah.
represents you are saying this to a male person.
hmm.
We
I hope
did.
nobody was confused with that example. So
We
zid
learned-
means you increase. Zidu, you all increase. Look, the ya came back. Zidu means
Yes.
you all increase. La tazid, you don't increase, the one person. La tazidu, you all don't increase. Again, zid, zidu. La tazid, la tazidu. Alhamdulillah. Spoken Arabic. If you say zid to somebody, what should you say? You'll say azidu, I will increase. If I want to say zidni, what does it mean? You increase me. So if I say zidni, zidni ilma, increase ilm.
Ilm.
And right before that, Rabbi. It would mean, oh my Rabb, zidni, me in ilm. You can say, Rabbi zidni
Ilmi.
malan, increase me in wealth or anything. So, zid, azidu. Zidu, you all increase. Nazidu, we will increase. La tazid, don't increase. La azidu, I will not increase. La tazidu, you all don't increase. La nazidu, I will not, we will not increase. Alhamdulillah. Now we left with the last three. Zaidun, mazidun, ziyadatun. Repeat. Zaidun,
Saidun.
mazidun,
Saidun. Mazid.
zaidun,
Mazid.
mazidun, ziyadatun.
Zaidun. Mazidun.
You see a Hamza in Zaid?
No.
Not see it. There's a Hamza under
Yes.
Yes.
Zaid.
Zaidun at the end of that.
So where did this come from? It replaced the Ya.
Yes. Please, how can
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Okay. For the male, it was Zada, he increased. Zadat, she increased. Zada, Zadat. Huwa Zada, hiya Zadat. Zada, Zadat. What about Tazidu? She increases or she will increase. Huwa Yazidu, hiya Tazidu. Huwa Yazidu, hiya Tazidu. Tazidu comes in two places. Anta Tazidu, hiya Tazidu. If someone asks you, what is the meaning of Tazidu? You will respond by saying, Tazidu has two meanings.
Okay.
One meaning is,
you
Anta
all
Tazidu,
increase?
you increase. And the second meaning is, she increases.
Increases.
So is there a confusion? No, the sentence will tell you whether you're talking about a female or are you talking to a male. The sentence will clarify that. But the same word is used twice. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, with that, we complete the table. Now, who's going to recite the table for me? The whole table. Now, I'm going to ask someone else. Sister Amina is responding all the time. Sister Aisha has also been responding. We need somebody else to be brave enough.
I can let you do it.
Should I pick someone up? Sister Adila also has responded before. Anyone new who has not responded before and wants to be part of this challenge? Sister Halima, I've seen your name for the first time. Oh, Sister Huawa.
Yes, thank you. Assalamu
Huawa.
alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. We'll ask Sister Huawa first.
That's Sister Hawa. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
There's
assalam.
Halima. There's Halima.
Zada, he increased. Zadu, they increased. Zitta, you increased. Zittu, I increased. Zattum, you all increased. Zadna, we increased. Zattu, she increased. Yuzidu, he increases. Yaziduna, they increased. Tazidu, you increased. Azidu, I increase. Taziduna, you all increase. Nazidu, we increase. Tazidu, she increase. Zad, increase. Zidu, increase you all. La tazid, don't increase. La taziduna, don't increase you all. Zid, one who increases.
Zaid.
Zaid, one who increases. Mazid, that which is increased. Zaidat, to
Ziyada.
increase.
Ziyada.
Couldn't see the, okay, ziyada, to increase.
Perfect. Excellent, sister. And Sister Halima, we are waiting for you as well after this. Go ahead. Sister Halima. Sister Halima, unmute yourself first.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Zada, he increased. Zadu, they increased. Zeta, you increased. Z2, I increased. Zitum, you all increased. Zidna, we increased. Yazidu, he increased.
Zadat.
Sorry,
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't say the last one. Yazidu, he increased. Yaziduna, they increased. Tazidu, you increase. Azidu, I increase. Taziduna, you all increase. Nazidu, we increase. Is there Tazid? Tazid?
Zid,
She
increase.
increased. She increased.
Okay, Tazidu, she
Zid,
increased.
Zid, increase. Zidu, increase you all. La Tazid, don't increase. La Tazidu, don't increase you all. Zaid, one who increases. Mazid, that which is increased. Sorry, I can't see if there's anything at the
This
end
one,
of the table.
Ziyada. Ziyada.
Ziyada. Okay, Ziyada. Ziyada, to increase.
Perfect. So you learned this today? Alhamdulillah.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Well
Thank you,
done.
sir.
You're welcome. Sister Zara, the last one. Okay, go ahead, Sister Zara.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Zada, he increased. Zadu, they increased. Zitta, you increase. Zittu, I increase. Zittum, you all increase. Zidna, we increase. Zadat, she increased. Yazidu, he increases. Yaziduna, they increases. Tazidu, you increase. Azidu, I increase. Taziduna, you all increase. Nazidu, we increase. Tazidu, she increase. Zid, increase. Zidu, increase you all. La tazid, don't increase. La tazidu, don't increase you all. Zaid, one who increases. Mazid, that which is increased. Ziyada, to increase.
Perfect, sister. So Alhamdulillah. It's great to know that there's the six keys to Zada. So who's going to do the six keys? Sister Aisha, the six keys. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Zada, he increased. Yazidu, he increases. Zid, increase. Zaidun, the one who increases. Mazidun, that which is increased. Ziyadatun, to increase.
That was really good, sister. Perfect. Alhamdulillah. And who's going to help me translate into Arabic? So Allah increased their disease or increased them in their disease. The ayah directly from the Quran. Sister Zara. For so, I can say fa. Who wants to try this? Sister Zara, are you going to try this or Sister Adila?
Sofa, marad. Sofa, zadan,
You don't have to
maradan.
say sofa. You don't have to say sofa. So you can translate into fa.
Fayazidullahu marada.
Maradan.
Good one. Fazada.
Fazadahumullahu marada.
Allahu marada. Very good. Excellent. Okay, translate into English. Rabbi zidni ilma. Sister Aisha will do that for us. Sister Aisha Ishaq. Translate into English.
Oh my Lord, increase me in knowledge.
Perfect.
Ya Rabbi,
Once again.
Ya
Oh my.
Allah, increase me in knowledge.
No,
Oh
why
my Rabb.
say Ya Allah? Say my Rabb.
My Rabb.
Say my Rabb.
Increase me in
Knowledge.
In knowledge.
Do it once again. Rabbi zidni ilma. What's the translation?
My Rabb, increase me in knowledge.
Actually, it is Oh my Rabb.
Oh my Rabb,
Izmin.
Oh my
But
Rabb,
where did I
increase
get this O from? I don't see this O written here, right? But I'm saying the translation is O my Rabb. Because actually there's a ya before this, which you cannot see.
Yeah,
Don't
Rab.
be surprised. It happens like this in Arabic. It's understood.
Yeah,
So
Rab.
Rabbi actually is Ya Rabbi. Oh my Rabb. Zidni, increase me. Ilma, in knowledge. Perfect. Now we have the last one. Answer with yes in Arabic. Hal tazidu fil ilm.
نعم أزيد في العلم.
Did you say mazidu?
أزيد
Azid.
أزيد
نعم
أزيد
أزيد
في العلم.
نعم
Azid.
أزيد في
Let's do it
العلم.
again. One second. Hal tazidu fil ilm.
نعم
نعم
أزيد في
أزيد
العلم.
في العلم.
Good. You have to say naam first. Whenever there's a question starting with hal, you need to respond with a naam or a la and then answer the question. Hal tazidu fil ilm? Naam.
نعم
Azid
أزيد علم.
fil ilm.
أزيد في
في
العلم.
العلم.
Inshallah. And now we have a verb kada just like zada. So who's going to attempt this? I'm saying attempt because it could be difficult, right? Doing it for the first time. Kada means to plot. He plotted, to make a tadbir against somebody. Does anybody want to try the first part, just the first fail Madi part? It's just like Zada. Zada, Zadu, so Kada, Kadu. Zitta, Kitta, Zittu, Kittu. Zittum, Kittum, Zidna, Kidna. Who's going to do it?
Wow.
زاد
Kada,
زادوا
Kada,
كادوا كدت كدت كدتم كدنا
this one.
كدتم كدت
عادت
Like Yazidu.
يكاد
Yakidu. Yakidu.
يكيد
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 يكيدون
يكيدون
Duna.
أكيد
تكيد
Takidu.
أكيد
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 تكيدون
أكيد
يكيدون
Nakidu.
نكيد
نكيد.
And forgot that Kada, Kadat. Kada, Kadat. Right? Kada, Kadat.
كاد
Yakidu, Takidu. So what about fail Amr? What will that be?
كد
Kid.
كد
كد
Good.
لا
And plural?
كيدو
لا
Kidu.
لا تكيد
La
كيد
لا
takid.
تكيد لا
La
تكيد
takidu. Kaid.
عايد
Kaidun. Makidun. Kaidun.
مكيد
كيد
كيد
Kaidun is tadbir. Strategy. Plotting. So Alhamdulillah, we completed our lesson today. And remember your 6-7 homeworks, 2 from Tilawa, 5 minutes Mushaf, 5 minutes from memory, 2 for study, book and vocabulary book card. And also you can watch the YouTube videos, talk about this course to someone and recite different surahs. Become a teacher. Yes, it's possible. If you're around Islamabad or ever visiting Pakistan, we can have a teachers training workshop or make dua. We can do it. It can be done someplace else. But at least wive to become a teacher. Whatever you learn, teach it to others. Oh Allah, help me recite, understand, ponder, implement, propagate, and memorize the Quran. So that's all for me. Before I close, I'm here to answer any questions that you may have. No question means one of the two. You understood everything or just about nothing?
Both.
Both. Was it easy? Just give a feedback. Was it difficult?
Difficult for me, so.
It's average.
Difficult.
It's average.
Difficult.
Okay, see, if it's difficult, it's going to become easy. Inshallah. If it's,
Ameen.
if it's
Inshallah.
easy, you don't have to be here. The reason you are here is because it's a challenge.
True.
Remember, you are rewarded based upon how much you have learned or something else. Who's going to answer
intention.
that? A little more than intention, sister. After intention is something else. Based on your efforts. So your effort is what is being monitored by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You make the effort, inshallah. What did you say?
Inshallah.
Inshallah. So, Brother Hai, Abdul Hai, is that how we end the class, or is there something I'm missing?
Oh, good. Alhamdulillah.
Sir, you can
I can't make out what you're saying.
Is the dua.